Hey everyone, it's Melinda with Tailored and Teal and welcome back to another What Sold video. These are sales on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay from October 16th through October 31st of 2023. Just a quick refresher, I was in Las Vegas for a whole week getting married, and if you missed that announcement, I'll link that What Sold video up here. You can go and see a couple of pictures. I did have my Poshmark Closet and Mercari store both on vacation mode, so nobody could purchase from me from October 14th through October 20th. And then on eBay, I did have my store open. However, I had a 7-day handling time on it, which pretty much just means that my listings are going to be pushed lower down from the top because I'm not able to ship it in a timely manner. And spoiler alert, I received no sales during that week on eBay, even though my store was technically still open. So we have no sales on Mercari, so we're gonna skip along to Poshmark, where I had 5 sales. The first sale on Poshmark is actually the same day that I turned my vacation mode off on my closet, and it came through right away. It was a Laundry by Shelly Segal muted army green nylon wristlet. I picked this up at a Fill-A-Bag charity sale and it sold for $20, which was my full asking price, so there was no discounted shipping. Next up, we have a belt from my Shop Goodwill belt unboxing, and I actually used this belt as an example of how to remove verdigris from leather and brass. It was an Orvis brown full grain leather brass hoof pick hook buckle belt. Hoof pick hook is very hard to say. But if you get a belt that has a hook like that hooks into a leather strap, that is called a hoof pick. I actually had no idea until I did a Google image search. There's a lot of information that you can learn by just doing an image search in general. And I think that that's what helped sell it, actually. It only sold for $12 with discount and shipping, but if you did watch that video on how to remove verdigris from leather and brass, you will see that it was pretty worn and pretty scuffed up. I did my best to condition it and clean it, but perfectly happy with a $12 sale on a pretty worn and beat up item. Next up, we have a pair of Levi's. I got this pair of jeans from the same sale that I got the Laundry by Shelly Segal wristlet from. It was the Fill-A-Bag for a charity. It was Levi's 501 button fly medium wash jeans. They were a size 34 by 30, but the inseam actually measured more like 27. I don't think that they were altered, but I think that they just shrunk over time. So I did put that in the listing, and they sold for $20 with no discounted shipping, and that was an offer that the customer sent to me. Next up, we have a black double row round pave rhinestone wide band ring. This came out of my Shop Goodwill ring unboxing, and it sold for $10 with no discounted shipping, and that was my full asking price. And then the last sale on Poshmark was a gold tone chunky graduating curb chain necklace. So it was really thick here in the front, and then it kind of got smaller as it went up. This, I have no idea what unboxing it came out of, but it sold for $10 with discounted shipping. So of my 5 Poshmark sales, I made $72 in sales, $16.85 in fees, $4.04 in shipping discounts, giving me a profit of $51.11, and my average sales price for each item that sold was $14.40. And now moving on to eBay, where I had 12 sales. The first sale was a Gap Factory Black Double Pocket Twill 3-inch inseam shorts. These were actually a junior size, which I didn't ever think that Gap made juniors clothing, but apparently they did at some point. This was an older label of Gap, so maybe they no longer do it, or maybe I just don't shop at the Gap enough. These either came out of a ThredUp rescue box or a Cozy Threads, which is now Helpsy Source, shorts box. I can't remember which one, but they sold for $8. The next sale was the first of 2 Christmas themed items to sell. I have noticed an uptick of Christmas items selling both in my stores and closets and other resellers' stores and closets. So make sure you have those Christmas and holiday themed items listed because people are purchasing them. So this was a Maxine shoebox Hallmark snowball fight candy dish. It was made of porcelain. I honestly wasn't sure what the purpose of it was, either a candy dish or like a catch-all or something like that. It didn't make noise, it didn't do anything like that. I actually purchased this for my mom a few Christmases ago as a Christmas gift. She doesn't really have a need for it, so we're passing it along to somebody else. The customer reached out to me on eBay through messages and asked if I would take 13. I said no problem, and I sent the offer, and they purchased it and paid for shipping, so it sold for $13. The next item is the limited fuchsia purple sleeveless ruffle front blouse size 2X. It was a rayon blend, and it sold for $9.75. Next up is a blouse that I got from my America's Thrift Supply micro bale. It was an intro blue and white plaid baby doll popover tunic or mini dress. It was 100% cotton. It was a size large, and it sold for $11. Next up is a new with tags therapeutic gray memory foam Sherpa trim slip-on slippers. They were a size extra large, they were unisex, and they sold for $16.99, which was my full asking price. Next up, we have an item that is actually getting returned to me, but I am going to include it in this video because I haven't received the item back yet, and we know that sometimes people don't ship items back, so I'm patiently waiting. It was a Banana Republic black fine merino wool blend half zip pullover sweater. It was a size extra large. It sold for $15. I had it listed for $25. I accepted that offer. The customer is saying that the bottom knit is stretched out, kind of like the stomach area. But he sent me pictures of himself in it, and the guy doesn't really look like an extra large. So I'm just wondering if there's a bunch of extra fabric that sticks out because he doesn't have a tummy to fill it. I will have to see once I get the sweater back, but that was just kind of interesting to me that they said it was defective and stretched out. So when it arrives, I will have my now husband try it on to make sure that it doesn't look funky, and I will relist it and hopefully it'll sell for more. Next up was a bundle, which doesn't happen often on eBay, so it's very exciting when it does. It was a lot of 2 chunky, earthy beaded necklaces. I think that these were made from some type of wood and maybe some type of nut. It was very interesting, and I really couldn't figure out exactly what they were made of. There might have been some bone in there, definitely no ivory. And if you didn't know, you're not allowed to sell ivory at all. Like, it's illegal. So if you find ivory jewelry pieces, unfortunately, you just have to either keep them or destroy them. But these were definitely not made of that. And then the other item in the bundle was a seashell teal elastic belt. This was made at Tropical Shell World in the United States. I have no idea where that is or was. It probably doesn't exist anymore, but it did have a sticker on the back of the shell. And both the necklaces and belt sold together for $18. Oh, just kidding. I totally had 3 Christmassy or holiday themed items. I totally forgot about this one. It was a Friendly Home Parties Country Winter Cardinals candle holder. It had snow on it. There was also some holly. It kind of looked like they were on one of those like old-fashioned water pumps. And very interesting enough, this actually got mailed to the same town that I live in. The customer lived 2.8 miles away, but they paid for shipping, so I shipped it out. I don't do local pickup or anything. I just thought that that was kind of ironic. This was a free to me item. My mom displayed it in her home for several years, and she was ready to pass it along to someone new. So it sold for $13.59, and the customer did contact me to let me know it made it there safely, and then she was planning on giving it as a gift for Christmas. So like I said, get those Christmassy things listed. Next up is a blouse that I've had listed since 2020. Very happy to see it go. It was a Standards and Practices black and white floral semi-sheer ruffle tie sleeve blouse. It was a size 2X, and it sold for $14.44. Next up is another vintage belt that came out of my Shop Goodwill belt unboxing, the most recent one that I did. It was a vintage crimson red leather acrylic swirl oval buckle belt. It had a very retro, like 80s, 90s feel. It was a very small belt as well, and it sold for $7. The next sale is the third Christmassy typed item that I sold. It was a multicolored rhinestone gold tone Christmas bell pierced earrings. These came out of my Via Trading Amazon jewelry lot. Yes, I am still selling items from that, and they sold for $11.04. And then the winner of the week, hallelujah, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really needed this sale. It was a vintage genuine full animal fur coat. It was lined inside. It either looked like it was handmade and maybe even custom made because there was the name Michelle embroidered inside. Whoever owned this originally took really good care of it. None of the fur was missing. It was a hook front closure and all of the hooks were still there. It was in really nice condition. I believe I started high on this coat and listed it for $250. I've gradually come down on the price because it kind of takes up a lot of room. It kind of smells like an animal. And someone sent me an offer for $140 and I clicked accept very fast to get it out of my house and also to make some nice money. I got this coat from a Helpsy Source coat and jacket box. I was quite surprised when I received it. I still can't identify what type of fur it was. It might have been a mixture between beaver, fox, rabbit, or coyote. Like there was a lot of fur going on. So I put all of those details in the listing and the customer actually left me positive feedback this morning. They said it was meticulously packaged, it fit her like a glove, and she was very, very impressed. So hallelujah, I really needed that sale. So of my 12 eBay sales, I had $277.81 in sales. It made a shipping profit of $30.61. Fees were $77.18, giving me a profit of $231.24. And my average sales price for each item that sold was $23.15. And now moving on to my total numbers, where I had 17 sales from October 16th through October 31st of 2023. I had $349.81 in sales. Fees were $67.46. My cost of goods were pretty low at $34.48, giving me a profit of $247.87. And the average cost of goods for each item that sold was $2.03. Well, that concludes this What Sold video. As always, I appreciate you being here. Make sure to get those new with tags items and holiday themed items up and listed because people are shopping. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye.